It's the Yule Kids Club! Let's take the holly in the Yule Kids Club! Full of jolly, just as the dentist and Amy likes elves in the Yule Kids Club! Yule Kids Club!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Yule Kids Club.
Is it?
Is
it?
Yeah,
Amy?
it is.
No, you wouldn't know from the last episode.
Guys, I put the wrong theme song on the last episode. I put our regular one. I'm sure you all noticed. I'm sorry. Justin noticed, but not on first listen. So...
I only noticed after it was pointed out to me, to be fair. So,
Oh!
well, I don't always listen to our whole episodes, but I did skim through that one, including the very beginning. So I should have noticed, but I didn't.
Yeah,
but I'm not taking it. Don't try to spread the blame
Use
out
my
on
quality
this
assurance.
This is not about me. This is not about me.
This is about
you.
Me. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Well, despite the wrong theme song, despite my flub, it is the Yule Kids Club, and this episode will have started with the correct theme song. So no worries.
Oh
there.
man, you better hope so.
No worries there. We are back with not only episode 97, but our fourth Christmas tape episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're getting into some fun stuff now. I feel like we've covered a lot of the really big Christmas specials over the past couple years. Yeah.
The little more obvious ones.
We're getting a little bit of a deeper dive.
Yeah,
now.
Getting a little more niche here.
I appreciate these two that we're doing. We're doing Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special, which we've discussed. We've talked Pee-wee, we've talked the movie, but we've never talked Pee-wee's Playhouse.
No, we've not done a Pee-wee's Playhouse episode, so.
And then we are going to be covering a Muppet Family Christmas.
Now we've done Muppet Christmas Carol.
We've done quite a bit of Muppet content.
Babies.
Quite a bit of Muppet content.
That's how I like it.
I'm
if
fine
every
with
episode was either Muppets or Garfield, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in the grand tradition of the Christmas tape, which, if this is your first time listening, basically our tribute to that Christmas VHS tape that we had, that you probably had as a kid.
Yeah.
That was a bunch of Christmas stuff taped off TV.
Yep.
So I think in the time-honored tradition of the Christmas tape, I think we just need to pop that tape into the VCR.
Let's fire up that VCR, yeah.
Fire it up, pop the tape in, Be Kind Rewind, and let's get Christmassy.
So we're going to start with Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special.
Course.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special aired December 21st, 1988.
I was one.
CBS. This special is... I think it's interesting as I was watching these and putting the notes together. I was like, there's really not much of a plot of either of these.
No.
There's kind of a plot, but it's really just an excuse to loosely tie in different scenes. They're Christmas specials.
Yeah, they're not. It's not cohesive. It's not, it's not plotted. And
while we'll talk about Muppets obviously here in a little bit, and while that one's it's Muppet, so it's very musical. And it's a big crossover event. I think the big theme for Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special is the celebrity guest appearances.
Celebrity guest stars. And now, I just actually, earlier today, watched two Christmas specials.
Christmas specials?
I rewatched the Casey Musgraves Christmas special. And I watched for the first time the new Sabrina Carpenter one. And obviously those are two singers, so they're very musical. But, the big thing is celebrity guests. So... Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Now, did they have in either of those, the Casey Musgraves or the Sabrina Carpenter, was Globey in any of them, or Terry the pterodactyl,
Sadly,
or Cherry
no. there were no talking inanimate objects, and that's really where they lacked. That's really where they fell short.
Boy, let me tell you, and I know we want to talk about the celebrities, but the set. Can we just for a moment? Can we talk about the set of Pee-wee's Playhouse? This one, of course,
the regular set. I was just the
It's just the normal set. Of course, this one gets decorated for Christmas. But oh my god, it's like imprinted on my brain, Amy. Is it the coolest children's TV set?
Oh yeah,
of all time, you think? Like, it's got to be up there.
Yeah.
The design of the Playhouse is so cool, and how everything is alive in the house.
Yes, because it's such that childhood. Well, particularly when we were growing up and we didn't have devices and things like that to occupy our time. But it was like, you played make believe a lot more when we were little, and so like this idea that like, you're talking to the globe. It's globy. Also, like, very not unique names, like Cherry and Floor. Like, that's what you'd call them if you were 4 years old. And you were like, I'm talking to the globe about where we could get trapped. Like, that, the make-believe play. That's what's so perfect about Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Now, maybe my favorite is the food from the refrigerator, which is their names.
That scene when he opens the refrigerator, it's too good. I love it.
I love the use of claymation in Pee-wee's
Playhouse.
Yes,
we're not doing. We as a society are not doing enough claymation anymore.
We've said this on the show before.
We have. It is upsetting, is what it is. I'm gonna say, while I watched this the other day, I have no memory of this special. Okay. So we were very big fans of Pee-wee's Playhouse when we were very little. And I remember watching a lot of that, of course. And I'm sure that we watched this, but I have not watched this since probably the age of 5. So I had no memory of this when rewatching it, aside from just clips I'd seen online and stuff. Which is to say, like, I'm sure we watched it, but I didn't remember watching it.
So this was certainly not on the Christmas tape, but I definitely watched it as a kid.
I think have we covered everything that was on the Christmas tape at this point?
I don't know.
Except for Ernest Goes to Camp. Was that? No, that was the beginning of the Halloween tape. Yeah. I think we have.
But I've watched this a couple times as an adult.
Okay.
So this was more fresh in my memory.
Okay.
For me than you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the characters, the Playhouse. I could just go on and on. We really got to do.
This is a fucking who's who.
A who's who of like
celebrities in 1988.
Boy, like so much of like this is such a specific generation of celebrity. Because I'm like, if I was talking to a young person today and mentioned any of these people, they would have no idea who any.
Do they know who Charo is? Like, of course not.
We're going to talk about Charo, okay?
We're going to talk about Charo.
We're going to definitely talk about Charo.
There are, just like with regular Pee-wee's Playhouse and Pee-wee's Big Adventure, of course, we've talked about that on here before Play-by-Play did the movie. There's so many good bits in this.
It's just bits. It's the
whole
like episode. Again, there's not much of a plot. It's just bits.
But the running gag with the fruitcake really got me. There's so many. We can talk later about it. But this is chock full of not only celebrity guests, but you've got all of your classic Playhouse characters. Not just the inanimate objects, but you, of course, have Miss Yvonne. You have the food from the fridge.
Who is Charlie's mom from It's Always Sunny.
That's right.
Yep.
You have Miss Renee.
Yep.
You have, of course, Cowboy Curtis. You have Jambi.
Don't just gloss over. Oh yeah, and Cowboy Curtis.
Well,
you put some respect on Cowboy Curtis's name. That is
Lawrence
Morpheus.
Fishburne. That's Larry Fishburne.
Yeah, Larry. That's Larry.
Yeah. I know, and he looks damn good in that getup. I'm not gonna lie.
Is he doing it for you?
A little bit.
Got a little Cowboy Curtis thing, huh?
I guess so.
Okay.
I was watching it and I was like, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
You know? You've got the King of Cartoons.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, the King of Cartoons, until I watched probably this, As I've watched the movie a lot as an adult, but the TV show, the Playhouse, I haven't. And so probably this Christmas special was the first one I'd seen as an adult in a really long time. And the King of Cartoons was like a locked up memory where I saw that dude in that crown introducing a cartoon and saying, "Let the cartoon begin!" Like, it just unlocked a memory.
We're like, oh shit,
That is the king. That's
the king.
That's His Highness.
It's not Charles. It's him.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Who?
Exactly. Speaking of cartoons, we get a Penny cartoon, claymation.
Penny was another one of like, boy, I really need to go back and watch Pee-wee's Playhouse because locked up in my brain somewhere, I hadn't thought about Penny on Pee-wee's Playhouse in 30 plus years.
Nope.
But wow, memory unlocked.
Well, and we were watching it, and Scott was like, "Oh, this is very like Nickelodeon, like Inside Out Boy," and I'm like, "Of course, this came first." I'm like, "I'm sure they drew a lot of inspiration from the Penny cartoon."
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Not enough claymation.
Not enough claymation.
Just not. We used to be a country.
We used to have celebrity guests stopping by, such as Dinah Shore. And Grace Jones.
So, you have to. I'm imagining. I work with students as you do, and so I work with a bunch of 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
And I'm imagining. I was imagining going through and listing these people for them and having them ask.
I think they should each get some kind of extra credit if they can name any of the celebrities.
Do you think they know Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello?
I mean, my husband didn't know who Annette Funicello was.
I do like that she, when he's listing at the beginning during the opening, when he's like, he's going through all the celebrities and naming them really quick. And with her, it goes to her and she's like, Annette! Just like, she used to be in the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yes.
And that's how they introduced themselves at the beginning of Mickey Mouse Club was they just wave and say their name.
You don't need to say
Annette!
Funicello. That was really cute.
So your husband didn't know Annette Funicello?
No, he did not know. He knew Frankie Avalon because he's seen Grease, but I don't think he realized how, that whole dynamic and who they were necessarily.
I'm betting most people probably know Whoopi Goldberg, maybe.
Well, she's still, around and relevant.
As Cher, I'll bet people know Cher.
Well, everybody knows Cher. Now,
Cher,
they may not
Surely
recognize...
they know Cher.
Surely. Now, this was several faces ago for Cher, so they may not recognize Cher. But surely they know who she is. Now, before we get too far into the celebs and our favorite bits, I think it's time for our very first commercial break.
You know what? I think you're right.
Yeah.
In the tradition of a Christmas taped off TV, we're gonna have to take an ad break.
Yeah, we're gonna hear from our sponsors.
Yep, we got to keep the lights on. So we'll see in a minute.
You could freeze your butt off at home opening the same old gifts, or you could have a really hot time in Orlando, Florida, exchanging gifts with InSync.
A little higher. A little
Here?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, right
That's
there.
perfect.
Enter the Secret Santa with InSync contest, and you and 4 friends could be exchanging wish lists with your favorite band.
What are you doing? You're supposed to be rapping that.
Rapping that. Oh, I got you. My name is Justin, and I'm here to say we're gonna rock your holiday.
Then it's time to shop. You pick out the gift, and we'll pick up the tab. Finally, a holiday bash where you'll find out if your Santa was JC, Justin, Chris, Lance, or Joey.
Who wants to kiss the mistletoe?
Ho, ho, ho.
No, baby, I didn't mean you.
Your friend's gift will be worth up to $5,000, and yours will be twice as good. Go to MTV.com and enter...
Christmas traditions, trimming the tree, exchanging gifts, eating banana peels, and watching classic Christmas episodes all night on Nick at Night. Christmas night starting at 8, 7 Central.
And we're back.
So, speaking of Whoopi Goldberg...
I always do.
I'm always speaking. When am I not? Is a better question. He's just really giving her hell.
I love how she shows up for 30 seconds.
Yes.
And he just negs her and disrespects her. And she just appears like a groveling child in need of love. And then she's gone.
The weird 10-second Oprah Like that.
Oh yeah, she's on it for 10 seconds.
That screamed, "This is all the time Oprah has today." She was like,
Well,
"I'll do it if it's 30 seconds."
This is Oprah in 1987. I mean, that's she's blown up. She only got so much time for the Playhouse.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's actually one of my favorite bits. So, the Oprah cameo comes when Pee-wee is on a video call with Dinah Shore.
Of course. Another celebrity that young people certainly
kids all know who they are.
Oh, the kids love Dinah Shore.
The kids love Dinah Shore. So
I don't even really know who Dinah Shore is.
Now, wasn't Dinah Shore? Now I gotta look it up. This is fascinating. I thought Dinah Shore had she was an actress and a singer. Is that right?
Yeah, they all are.
Yeah.
They're all actresses and singers and models and.
She was with Burt Reynolds for several years as well. Okay, so he's on a call. So
Dinah Shore of Burt Reynolds fame.
Exactly.
Who young people also don't know.
No. She's singing 12 Days of Christmas. A long fucking song. Gets interrupted by Oprah, cameo. And then cuts back to Dinah Shore. And she's only on the 6th day of Christmas. And the fucking face that Pee-wee makes is so good. And he he's in an old time photo booth. And he slides down out of the photo booth, which is funny enough, and then he slides back in with this dummy of himself. It's such a fucking funny bit. I'm just oh, Pee-wee.
Yeah, no, it's good, and she doesn't notice,
and she doesn't notice, and
keeps going. And I feel like that's everyone's reaction to the song 12 Days of Christmas.
Correct. It's too long.
Yeah, just earlier today, I was listening to a Christmas playlist at work, and 12 Days of Christmas came out. And by the time we got to 2, I was like, next.
I mean, 3 days is really all you can do. That's all I got time for. It's at least 9 days too long.
I get where it's probably a fun song for a kid.
Sure.
But no. Pass.
I ain't doing 10-minute long songs unless it's Stairway to Heaven or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's better, this bit or the South Park bit where Jimmy sings 12 Days of Christmas in front of the town? I know that's a favorite of yours. Talk about Blink and You'll Miss 'Em cameos. Joan Rivers is on it for a hot 5 seconds.
Can you even count that as a cameo?
Surely she wasn't that. There's a SAG rule or something where she doesn't get credit for that. It can't possibly be a real appearance. She
couldn't have gotten paid for that. That was 5 seconds. Yeah.
So there's a couple of those, but then there's a couple that they stick around.
Oh yeah, there's some performances because Pee-wee himself is not a singer, but he has some singers on.
My favorite, maybe my favorite of all the guests is Grace Jones.
It's so cool.
It's so bizarre.
Also, Grace Jones is so otherworldly.
She's ethereal.
She's very ethereal. It's the bald head, I think, part of it, and the high fashion. But yeah, Grace Jones. I mean,
Grace Jones doing a fucking otherworldly rendition of Little Drummer Boy, which is another terrible Christmas song.
It's a terrible Christmas song, but she makes it work.
Now, I was having a discussion with our friend of the podcast and friend in real life, Harold, where he says it's terrible, and he's a big Pee-wee fan, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm usually not a Little Drummer Boy, but when Grace Jones does it, I'm maybe a little more.
When she does anything, it makes it cooler.
I'll watch anything she does.
Yeah. You also have a performance by Katie Lang, which is
manic.
Justin. She came on and I was like, this is very out of character for Katie Lang. I mean, it is manic. I'm like, did she just do a few lines?
I love it. I love how she was just yeah, I'm going to be on your Goofy Christmas special.
And I'm going to go whole hog.
I'm going to act like a cartoon.
Yeah. I've never seen a clip of Katie Lang not being pretty chill. So
yeah,
this seemed very... She was out there.
I loved it, though.
Yeah.
She does Jingle Bell Rock.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad Christmas song.
No, it's a good one. Of course, there is a Cher cameo. Cher is there to do The Secret Word.
Yes, The Secret Word.
Which is very special.
Secret Word. Usually that comes at the beginning of the episode, but it comes about halfway through.
Yeah.
Because Cher shows up, just looking fine.
Oh my god. She looks incredible.
This is like turn back time.
If
era
I could turn back
Cher.
time, Cher, yes it is.
Just looking good.
Yeah. The hair, the big, like, moonstruck hair, you know.
And what is the word of the day, or the secret word?
It's year, which of course comes up many, many times. Such a good little bit. I wish Cher would have sung a song. I wish she could have stayed around and sung a song.
Yeah, you got Cher there, and
I'm
she's
like,
not going to sing.
Cher there? She's not going to sing?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
You know who else doesn't really sing is Little Richard.
What is that Little Richard said? Something, about if God wanted him to ice skate, he would have had skinny feet and a little head or something. It's such a weird line. Yeah, Little Richard doesn't really sing. Well, Frankie Avalon doesn't sing. Him and Annette Funicello don't do a dance number. They're stuck making Christmas cards.
Which is funny that he basically enslaves them.
That's another
and forces them to make Christmas cards.
I'm
and then
gonna
like
need 500 each. And it just keeps cutting to them making the card. It's really good. It's a great.
And them talking about they're hungry and thirsty, and he gives them bread and water.
There's some bread and water. Yeah.
You know who does sing though?
Who?
another name that the youth of today will surely resonate with the youth. The Del Rubio triplets.
Oh. Now I don't know what they're famous for.
I think.
Oh really? Just this?
No. No, I think that was like an act that they
they're not
did
like the Andrews sisters
for like decades.
Sisters, but
now they're freaks. I bet.
Well, they're dead. I bet.
Well, I bet they were freaks. I mean, they might not be
when they
anymore.
were alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was like you first see them in the forest, and you see them from like the guitar up basically, and then they step out, and it's like all these grandmas, and they got hot pants on.
And I'll be honest.
Was it doing it for you?
It was. You had your Cowboy Curtis. I have my Del Rubio triplets.
There's 3 of them.
3 triplets?
3?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh yeah, they're all dead now. I just looked.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I read that all 3 of them never married or had kids so that they wouldn't ruin the act.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a commitment to. I mean, they're not nearly as famous as they should be then.
Yeah. Let's get the word out.
Yeah. Well, it's a little too late now. Wasted their whole lives.
Well, no. I mean, they could get their flowers posthumously.
It's a devotion to a craft that. Nah, I'm good. So another famous person that all the kids know, who does do a song for us, is Charo.
What is the deal with Charo? What's her deal?
What? Well, I'm not sure. What do you mean? What's her deal? She's a singer.
What is happening with Charo?
Are you talking about the guitar playing?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the
coochie
coochie and
enunciates.
Is the accent real?
I think
is
that's
the
her real
accent exaggerated a bit? She plays the guitar very well. And she goes coochie coochie coochie
coochie coochie. She does play like a flamenco guitarist. Yeah. I don't super know. You know what? She's still alive though, I'll tell you that. I think it's just like she's like kind of a comedian, so I think it's just like a funny.
You know what I appreciate about Pee-wee's Playhouse is the love of kitsch.
Oh, I mean that set is very.
The kitschy. Del Rubio triplets, Charo. I love it.
It's kind of just like he was just like, here are all my friends.
Yeah.
In real life.
Yes.
I also loved and noticed how diverse all of these guest stars are. Mm-hmm. In like racially diverse. You have like popular queer artists on here. Like for 1988, I feel like that was very progressive, right?
Yeah.
We haven't talked about. Well, no. First off, the scene when Charo is singing, of course, Feliz Navidad, is one of the best bits because Ricardo, who is a recurring Pee-wee's Playhouse character, he sets up a piñata, and the whole song, Pee-wee is blindfolded trying to hit a piñata, and he's just walking around like while Charo sings and plays the guitar, nearly hitting everything, nearly hitting Charo, the whole song, and it's just that kind of fucking weird Pee-wee humor.
Yeah.
I can't describe it.
It is hard to describe. I feel like if you're not watching it, it's kind of like, why is this funny?
Yeah, but if you're watching it,
it's very funny.
Yeah, just in a way that only he can do. You know.
R.I.P.
Also, one more that we didn't mention: Magic Johnson,
who's cousins with Magic Screen, which I love.
That. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, we don't hear that much about Magic Johnson. He's like a correspondent, isn't he? I feel like he's like a talking head now. He obviously doesn't play anymore.
No.
But he's not quite the household name he was in the 80s and 90s.
No, but he's a basketball legend. So.
Oh, yeah.
So, before we get into the second of our double feature, we're going to have to take another commercial break, unfortunately. But fortunately, because these are commercials you're going to want to stick around for.
You're going to want to hear these, yeah.
Yeah, this is important stuff. So, listen to our sponsors, buy whatever it is they're selling, and come back here in a minute, and we're going to dive in to the Muppets.
You better watch out, you better subscribe, better not shout, I'll tell you why. Psycho Sid is coming to town. Oh, let it all when you're sleeping, show sign when you're awake. Oh, let your bad or good so run, for heaven's sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better subscribe, better not shout, I'll tell you why. Psycho Sid is coming to town.
So the boy fell asleep in the Toys R Us store. And he woke up with toys from the ceiling to the floor.
We've got the Nintendo action set, including the control deck with double game pack and Zapper light gun for just $99.99 at Toys R Us. And we have all the hottest game cartridges at great everyday low prices.
Love growing up with my Toys R Us kid. Toys R Us. You'll never outgrow us.
Amy, dive into the Muppets for us.
Oh, God.
Right into all the felt.
Now, this is wouldn't that be a dream? Just diving into a bunch of Muppets. It's where I belong.
Just crowd surfing on a room full of
Muppets. Their tiny little hands.
Well, their tiny felt hands.
Their tiny felt hands
supporting
held up by
you
those...
physically and spiritually.
Oh, they're always emotionally supporting me.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of heavy lifting. So, A Muppet Family Christmas is not a special I was familiar with. It's not one that we watched growing up, despite loving the Muppets. And that's because once it aired, it's not one that like aired on TV all the time. It has never had like a home video release, right? Like it's kind of...
It had one at one point, but like the official, like it had a bunch of stuff cut from it, which we'll talk about. But so like the official actual special, the entire thing has never been released, but it is now all available to watch on YouTube.
That's right. This aired on December 16th, 1987. Great year I was born.
Yeah.
I did watch this for the first time a couple years ago with you. But it is now a new classic, gotta be watched every year.
Delightful.
Oh my God. Like, so if you love when you think of the Muppets, you usually think of Kermit, Miss Piggy, and Fozzie Bear, and all of those. But you forget sometimes what other puppets are considered Muppets, because they are also Jim Henson creations. Well, Muppet Family Christmas will not allow you to forget, because it brings them all together.
an epic crossover.
Talk about a fucking who's who. This is a who's who of Muppets.
Yeah. Oh, it's everyone.
It's literally everyone. So you want to give us a little, like, yeah, we said this isn't really very plotted either, and it's not. But what's the overarching? What's the plot here?
The concept is that Fozzie and a bunch of the Muppets, Kermit and Fozzie
Ralph.
Gonzo, Ralph, are going to Fozzie's mom's house for Christmas. Fozzie, of course, because he's an idiot, hasn't told his mom that he's coming.
Well, he said it'd be fine. He's like, the more the merrier, she just loves company, so.
Not knowing that she has already made plans. She's on her way out the door to Malibu
She's
for
gonna have her a sunny Christmas vacation.
Sunny Christmas, and she has rented her place for the holiday break to Doc and Sprocket the dog from Fraggle Rock.
So you've already got a Fraggle in the mix.
So that's basically the plot.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, so you also have Miss Piggy is running late at a photo shoot.
Well, she's
and
very
you have a storm that's
busy
moved
and
in. So
important.
like once they kind of get to the house,
Yeah.
they're stuck there. But Miss Piggy's out in the storm somewhere. She's trying to get there.
Yeah.
And Kermit's very worried about her.
Fozzie's
wishes she
mom,
would just
of course,
stay and ride out
can't
the
make
storm.
it, so she's stuck there too.
She's stuck there too.
Yeah. So it's just a big, more people keep showing up, and the storm is happening.
Fozzie builds a snowman and then sings a song with him, and
It's delightful.
they develop a comedy act. Again, like from this point on, it's basically like just stuff happens.
It's just bits, yeah.
Yeah,
Just bits and pieces.
Like now, Fozzie and the Snowman are gonna do a comedy bit,
Of course. Yeah, Waka Waka.
and then we start to get into the crossover.
Oh my god. And maybe my favorite, because, they're like, oh, let's sit down and watch an old home movie of the first time we were all together for Christmas. And you're like, oh, cute. And then they show the fucking Muppet Babies. And Justin...
But not the cartoon.
Not the cartoon. The puppets, like they do in...
The Puppet Muppets.
Is it Muppets Take Manhattan, where they have, like, the
Yeah.
dream sequence?
Yeah.
It's really puppets.
And it's old home movies of the Muppet Babies and like their first Christmas.
And Rolf is playing a tiny piano.
Oh, tiny piano. Oh, he's my favorite.
Oh my god. Yeah, Rolf's pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the first one.
Oh, and Swedish Chef, he's just walking around just just doing
He's
his...
trying to kill the turkey.
Turkey.
There's a whole subplot with him
murder.
trying to kill the turkey. And then once we get the arrival of the next gang, he gets a little distracted.
Well, because a bunch of carolers show up, Justin.
Carolers?
Yeah, but they're
Who
just...
would be out caroling in this weather?
Could it be
Amy?
the whole fucking gang from Sesame Street?
There's like 60 of them.
There's so many. It's a fire hazard. Having this many people in Emily Baird's house is honestly...
I can't believe like the floor didn't collapse or something.
I'm like, this is...
Well,
having
they
this
are
many
just
people
felt,
at my
so-
home is my nightmare.
Yeah.
Unless they were all Muppets.
It's like that movie Mother.
And people just keep showing up.
People just keep showing up.
You're just like, where the fuck are they all gonna sit? They make it work. It's only when they get together that I realize that Bert and Ernie's voices are basically just Kermit and Fozzie Bear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of voice crossover that you don't think about until they're all in
and then you're
scenes
just
together.
like,
You're like,
interesting.
oh, that's just Kermit talking.
Yeah.
But we get all of it. We get Oscar the Grouch. We get Big Bird, who of course distracts Swedish Chef because you're big and burden.
We get Grover. We get obviously Big Bird.
This was a pre-Elmo. It wasn't pre-Elmo, but it was pre-Elmo being
a big
deal. One of the
was Elmo in it? I don't even really remember.
Don't even really remember. He's got to be in it, but he doesn't have any kind of significant role. If probably not a line.
And Grover's just Blue Elmo. He looks just
yes.
like him. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I do like that. You don't of course
Cookie Monster.
Of course, Cookie Monster. You keep cutting to, they keep trying to call Miss Piggy, or Miss Piggy's calling them, and there's one great bit where she's calling And she's trying to hail a taxi, and, Kermit's like, I really think maybe you should just stay put. We're really worried about you. And she's like, oh, no, it's fine. And just the scene of her getting just literally blown away, like everything is just blowing by. It's just a really funny little...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
with her just getting blown away. But Doc offers to go and find Piggy in the storm.
Doc being the great guy that he is, because he was promised... He was like, I just want some quiet and solitude for Christmas. I'm renting this house to get away from everything and just have a little Doc time. And now,
just a man and his
now
dog.
there's 120 puppets in his house that are singing and smashing things and trying to chop turkeys,
chasing turkeys around,
doing comedy shows, and he's taking it all in stride.
It is
really
frankly
is.
too much.
I would be asking for a refund. If I went and rented me an Airbnb and I showed up and there were 125 puppets,
they'd be getting a
sentient
scathing
puppets,
review.
They would get a scathing review.
I would be on Yelp in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Terrible. But he
takes it in stride and he's like, I'll go get Piggy.
Yes.
I'll
very
find her.
nice. He needs a fucking break.
He does. That's the only way he's getting any peace and quiet.
He's got to get in the car.
Because he's an old man. And he's like, I'll go out in the blizzard.
I know. He's
And
like,
he's
you know,
I'd
if I die out
I'd
here...
rather freeze to death than have to stay in the house with these 125 puppets.
That's correct. And I love the Muppets, but that's too many in one.
It's too many Muppets.
It's too many in one place. The noise level, I just can't.
We just...
But I will tell you, Kermit and Robin, they wander off away from the hubbub. They
do.
They go down into the... Well, Kermit's trying to find Robin, and Robin's down in the basement. And he sees a Fraggle hole in the wall. Mm-hmm. And you know where that leads?
To the Fraggles?
To the Fraggles.
Oh! Who would have thought that the Fraggle hole would lead to the Fraggles?
Who would have thought? And they find the fucking Fraggles. And then the Fraggle says something very speciesist. They say something about how they thought all frogs carried diseases and stuff. And I was like, fucking... Racist ass Fraggles. Fucking racist ass Fraggles. Kermit really takes it in stride. But I would have been like, excuse me?
Well, it's Christmas.
I guess. Yeah.
He's not looking to get into a rumble with a bunch of creatures living under the basement.
No.
But they sing a song,
fucking
and it's
people
okay.
in the walls. They sing a song.
It is kind of like a People Under the Stairs.
It is a bit of that.
Did you ever see that movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But so you've got everybody you could have met. You've got the Muppets, you've got the Muppet Babies, you got Sesame Street, you got the fucking Fraggles.
Now Fraggles are here, and who are we missing?
Just Miss Piggy.
Just Miss Piggy.
Well,
and Doc.
And Doc. And of course he brings Miss Piggy back safe and sound.
On a sled.
On a sled, obviously. And the last bit of the special is just all of them. All 175 Muppets.
Yeah.
Just packed in that living room singing Christmas songs. And it brings a tear to my eye. I'm not
and it goes on for like 15 minutes.
Well, the
last
songs.
15 minutes of the special is just a giant medley of them singing Christmas songs, and it's perfect.
And
in the most Christmassy house ever.
It's snowing outside. Yet
everyone gets their
moment.
Their moment to do a little solo.
I know. It's so good. It's so touching. I just love it.
And on that note, how about we head to our last commercial break? What do you say?
Yeah, let's do our last commercial break real quick. And then I want to talk a little bit more about this here Muppet Christmas special.
Well, let's go ahead and do it then.
Jingle bells. I'll get it. Hi, I'm glad you're here.
Hiya, Ronald. I love the holidays.
Me too. It's a magical time of the year.
Magic.
Know what else is magical?
What?
Reading a good book together.
Neat. Can we have popcorn too?
And cocoa?
And a blanket.
And
hurry.
Hurry.
Holy mistletoe! We've been so busy fighting crime, I almost forgot.
Fortunately, old friend, Zare is open 24 hours until Christmas for the convenience of all good citizens.
24 hours? Holy rock around the clock.
Well put, Boy Wonder.
For that pesky prankster, the Penguin?
Remember the Christmas spirit, Robin.
Right, Batman.
So we, of course, mentioned that this includes several Muppet franchises. This is about the only thing that includes all four of the big Muppet franchises.
Yeah.
But it also has something maybe even more special.
Mm-hmm.
And that is at the very end, you get a cameo by Jim Henson.
Yeah,
himself.
you do.
Washing dishes with Sprocket.
Yep.
That's the dog,
he said,
right?
If I wash, you can dry. Sprocket. Yep.
Yep. And it's... do you ever see him in any... Like, I don't recall ever... maybe there's something. I'm not a Muppet expert.
Probably.
I don't recall ever seeing Jim Henson in a Muppet production, like, as himself, basically.
Yeah, maybe like an episode of The Muppet Show, like, back in the day. I'm not 100%.
Nothing springs to mind.
No, it doesn't. So it's very special to say. And he's, like, watching them all sing. And he's like, oh, well, no one's going to do these dishes. And so he starts... It's just so special. I just love Jim Henson.
It's like I watched it the other day, and now we're talking about it, and I want to watch it again.
I know, me too. Have you seen, or is it up yet, that documentary about Jim Henson?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
It's out, but I haven't watched it.
Okay, I gotta watch that, but I'm gonna have to be in the right headspace for that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what would have been? Well, this would have been after its time. The only thing that would have made it comprehensive was if somehow the dinosaurs were there, but I realized they were made after this.
And the Ninja Turtles from the first Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe we should redo it.
And maybe, the labyrinth creatures.
Oh, yeah.
And the willow creatures.
Oh, yeah. So we are
and
missing...
the Dark Crystal.
We're missing some of those. But we got the big four, like
the big four, the big four.
The biggies, yeah. But you said there was... never a release of this in its entirety.
Yeah, so for a long time this was hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still, like I said, has never had an official release. It's on YouTube. Mm-hmm. The only version's on YouTube. Like, the only way you can really watch it is in its original form. Is on YouTube, where people had it taped off TV
with the cuts, the way Mick Fleetwood intended.
With no cuts.
Oh, no cuts. I'm sorry.
No cuts. So what was the stuff cut when they released it?
Some of the best shit.
So what stuff has been cut from the home video releases? Because there have been home video releases.
Okay.
But
it's just not complete.
Currently in print, and it's never been released in its entirety. The original opening title sequence is different.
Oh.
The whole thing with Fozzie building the snowman and singing a song and doing a magic act is not in it.
What the hell?
Amy, the Muppet Babies, gone.
No.
The whole scene where they watch the home video of them as babies, not even there.
What is the show?
You're eliminating one of the big four franchises.
What is this thing? 15 minutes long?
Apparently, yeah.
Like, literally.
There's a couple random shots here and there, like the scene toward the end where Fozzie's giving his mom crap about hanging the stocking.
Yeah.
Several of the songs from the medley at the end are cut. Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Like, it's not just cut, it's butchered. The thing's only 45 minutes as it is.
I was going to say, how long is it? You cut out the whole scene with Fozzie and the Snowman. You cut out the whole Muppet Babies scene. You're chopping up the medley at the end.
Uh-huh.
What the hell do we have left? The turkey.
Well, thank God for people who taping this off TV in 1987.
I know.
Or else we wouldn't have any way of seeing these things. There'd be no way to watch the Muppet Babies home movies.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
Of their first Christmas. Now, something that I'm wondering if you're aware of this. Okay. I'm kind of hoping you're not.
Okay.
Have you watched the whole thing and watched like the end credits of? So there's a couple different versions on YouTube, like recorded off different airings, I guess. But one of the ones, and the one that I always watch, has a very unfortunate. So you know how, especially back then, like you'd have the end credits of a show roll, and then you'd have a voiceover being like, "This is Justin from your news coming up at 11. We're going to talk about this story."
Oh no.
So we have like a 10-15 minute medley of the
30,
Muppets.
About 30 to 40 minute medley.
It's the Muppets singing Christmas songs together. They're dressed in their Christmas sweaters, and there's fire in the fireplace and hot cocoa and Christmas trees.
It's just very festive.
And it's just the most wholesome, just like, we love each other and we love you. And then the credits start to roll, and it's an outside shot of the house, and it's snowing. And then this voiceover comes on to announce what's coming up on the news. And it's reality. It is the harsh, brutal reality of the real world.
Oh, God.
Just snapping you the fuck back out of your Christmas
Should we play it?
haze. I think we should probably play it, because I want to get a live... I was kind of hoping you'd never heard it before.
Okay.
So that I could get a live reaction from you.
Okay.
Because as bad as you think it is, it's worse.
Oh, no. All right. Here we go.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, all!
I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson. Later on Nightline, it's a controversy about life and death. Do you keep a doomed baby alive so its organs can be used to save the lives of others?
Stay tuned for Julie Andrews and the Sound of Christmas. Next, followed by Truman Capote's Emmy.
That's so dark.
This is the darkest thing ever.
Baby? God damn it.
God. Oh my God. No.
No.
Why did you make me think about that? I was
go back. Go back.
No one quality checked that decision. Just like that's the story we're going with at the end of the Muppets.
I'm sure there was another story on the news that night.
There had to have been something else.
Oh my God. Oh boy. Boy, no, I didn't know that one.
Oh,
nope,
oh my God.
Seen that one. God.
What the fuck?
God damn it.
Like, what the fuck, for real?
You keep a doomed baby alive. Oh God.
That's up there. That's maybe more dark and just shamefully hilarious to me than Dana Carvey
show thing.
in the turtle outfit, solemnly doing a circle on 9/11 on set.
I was thinking
of Master of Disguise.
The clip that I've seen a few times.
Oh, with him, yes, it reminds me of that too.
The Dana Carvey, or the very special episode, and then it's
let's play that too.
Okay.
ABC Tuesday, a parent's worst fear, losing a child.
I don't want to die, Dad.
You never know whose family it will happen to. An episode so powerful, it hits home.
We'll beat this thing, no matter what it is, you know? I'm not letting anything happen to you.
A special home improvement followed by the Diet Mug Root Beer Dana Carvey Show.
Also a good one, but very much in the same vein.
Very much in the same vein. Oh, Lord.
Woo! Gotta take a drink of water.
That got me. That fucking got me.
I thought it might. I thought it might. Right? Like how bad could it possibly be?
Whoop.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Pretty bad.
Pretty fucking
Pretty
bad.
fucking bad. Wow.
Well, and on that note.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone. The Del Rubio triplets are dead. And they never married or had children. They died alone. Merry Christmas.
I'll bet they had fun, though.
I bet they had a fucking blast.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Those hot pants. They may not have got married, but they got around.
Oh, they were taken care of,
I'm sure. God. Well, Justin, you do some plugs for us here?
Oh,
Let's bring it back down to reality.
Oh, man. Hey, this is it for Yule Kids Club this year.
This is it. This is not it for the year. We'll have one more episode for the year. Or will it technically go up after?
Actually, this might be our last episode of the year, because I think our next episode will go up very beginning of January.
It's true. All right, guys. Well, this is 2024.
That's it. Boom.
I saw something the other day. It said this year was like being awake during surgery, and I thought,
yeah, that about sums it up.
Then you know what? This is kind of a fitting way to end it. Then the harsh come down to reality.
Yeah.
Do you let a doomed baby live? Here we go.
There was Christmas. The world is awful, my friend.
But you know what we'll always have? Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah.
These things will live on.
You can pry them from my cold dead hands.
That's right. All right, give us some plugs.
If you really, really liked this content,
God bless you.
God bless you.
God bless us, everyone.
You can find us on social media at Cool Kids Club Pod. That's on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky.
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. You can find us on Facebook. Just search for Cool Kids Club Podcast. You can also follow my nerdy spin-off collectors account, Cool Kid Clubhouse, at Cool Kid Clubhouse.
Check it out.
On Instagram. Check it out. And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't thank Brian
Santa
Hey
Claus
Guys Wakefield,
himself.
who you snubbed. He only got one episode a year with his Yule Kids.
I'm sorry.
This year with his Yule Kids Club theme.
Well,
but you'll have to take that up with him.
He also wrote our regular theme, so
well, that's true.
He's written them all.
Thanks, Brian.
He is a healer, and he gives gifts to small children. He's Santa Claus. He goes around to all the houses.
He might be.
Have you ever seen him on Christmas Eve?
Probably.
That's just his double.
Okay.
I've never seen them.
Well, I've never seen him and Santa in the same place.
Thank you.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Hey, BrianWakefieldMusic.com is where you can find all of his projects.
And he doesn't even do Christmas music always.
He doesn't even normally do Christmas music.
But he can.
But he can. When I ask him.
Well, thank you all so much for listening to this episode and for another year.
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and pop the tape out on the Christmas tape and pop the tape out on 2024, because that's it.
We're popping.
Just pop it.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. That's a wrap on 2024.
That's a wrap.
2025 will happen probably, and
we'll be here.
We'll be here. Listen, we will be here distracting you from doomed babies.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do.
As best we can.
We are the antidote. We are the Muppet Family Christmas to the real world. That's our podcast.
I like to think so. Yeah. I stand by it.
We have almost the same amount of Muppets every episode.
That's true.
It is. Well, Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy everything.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And
we will see you all in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And hope you're safe. Hope you have a good Christmas. And stay Yule, I guess is what we're saying.
Yeah,
probably
stay Yule.
Stay Yule. I mean, it doesn't make the most sense in the world, but move past it.
They told me, Papa.